Assalamu alaikum students. Today we'll be studying about the muscular system, and please make a title page of the name muscular system. Write the day and date on the day you're listening to this lecture, and please read with me. So आपको muscular system से idea मिल रहा होगा. It must be about the muscles, है ना? Muscular system to muscles. So now we're going to read. Please read with me, and I hope you understand this well. The muscular system is the system that enables the body to move. तो मस्कुलर सिस्टम आपकी बॉडी को हेल्प करता है मूव करने में, हिलने में, एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाने में. There are more than 600 muscles in your body, and I know this seems surprising, but it's true, right? 600 is a lot, but it's true. There are 600 muscles in your body. Muscles are very elastic, meaning they can contract, become shorter and thicker, and expand, become longer and thinner. So you need to understand जब आप कोई काम कर रहे हैं, जैसे आप कुछ उठाते हैं, तो your muscles are moving, right? तो वो contract करते हैं, and जब वो rest पर होते हैं, जब आप आराम कर रहे हैं, तो your muscles are expanding, right? They're at rest. So you should know जब contract कर रहे हैं, तो आपके जो muscles हैं, they become short and thick. And जब आप relax कर रहे हैं या expand कर रहे हैं, आपकी muscles they become long and thin. Then they're saying that some muscles are voluntary, which means you can control their movement, and some muscles are involuntary, which means you can't control their movements. And यहाँ पर you need to remember what voluntary means and what involuntary means. So voluntary means आप अपनी muscles को खुद control कर रहे हैं, right? जो चीज़ें आप खुद control कर सकते हैं, जो आपके हाथ में है, जैसे अपना हाथ हिलाना, that's voluntary, right? अपना food खाना, you're moving your arm, you're moving your muscles, so that's voluntary. And then some muscles are involuntary, so you can't control them at all. आप कितना भी सोच सकें. So वो muscles खुद ही काम कर रहे हैं, but you're not controlling them. So that's voluntary and involuntary. But over here on this page, we have a picture that we'll look at later. And it says over here, there are three types of muscles in the human body. We have skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. So we're going to learn what these are in detail, but आपको याद रखना चाहिए कि हमारी body में three type of muscles होती हैं. Because we have 600 muscles, हमारी body में 600 muscles हैं. So they're divided into skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, or smooth muscles, right? And now we'll learn what examples and what are skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. So skeletal muscles are attached to your bones by fibers called tendons. They are voluntary muscles. You use your skeletal muscles when you wave to someone or kick a ball or pick something up. Smooth muscles are involuntary muscles. They control the parts of your body that keep you functioning without your knowledge. For example, smooth muscles in your digestive system contract and expand to help you digest your food. Smooth muscles in your eyes control the size of your pupils depending on how bright it is. Your heart is a muscle known as the cardiac muscle. It is an involuntary muscle that pumps the blood around your body. So over here, you should know the differences between skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscle. And it's very simple. So smooth and cardiac muscle are involuntary muscles, and skeletal muscle is voluntary muscle. So that's difference number one, right? And then skeletal muscles, they're attached to your bones by fibers called tendons, right? And smooth muscles जो हैं, they are in parts of your body and they're not attached to your bones. The same for the cardiac muscles, right? And cardiac muscles are only found in your heart and nowhere else in your body. So these are a couple of differences. And यहाँ पर they gave you example of you picking up a ball or you kicking it or picking something up, right? और smooth muscle का इन्होंने आपको example दिया है of your digestive system जहाँ पर आपका food absorb होता है and it's broken down, right? तो आपका जो digestive system है it's functioning on its own. आपका the only thing आपको करनी होती है it's eat food, right? So digestive system की जो muscles हैं, they're smooth muscles, they're involuntary. Then they gave you an example of eyes, and that's right. Like you use your eyes to look around, but आपकी eyes जो हैं, the pupil of your eyeball, it contracts and relaxes depending on कितनी brightness है, कितना sunlight है, right? So that's also involuntary. And then they told cardiac muscle pumps the blood around your body, and that's because heart is a cardiac muscle, right? It's the only example of cardiac muscle. And then over here, they have an interesting fact that's telling you the largest muscle in the body is gluteus maximus muscle on the buttocks. So just for extra information, Your buttocks has three muscles, and gluteus maximus is the largest, and it's also the largest in your body. And now we're going to refer to the diagram over here. It's they're showing you all the skeletal muscles, right? They're not showing you smooth or cardiac muscles, they're showing you skeletal muscles. And that's because you have so many bones on your in your body, right? So they're showing you all the muscles attached to it. So over here you have a deltoid muscle, that's the muscle of the shoulder. तो ये आपकी shoulder के around होती है. You have a biceps muscle, that's your arm muscle. You have pectoralis muscle, which is your chest muscle, and frontalis is the muscle on your forehead. And you have quadriceps, which is on the front of your thigh. And then you have hamstrings, जो इन्होंने दिखाई नहीं है, but it's behind your thigh, right? And then यहाँ पर we have tibialis anterior, which is a muscle on your tibia. And tibia is your anterior tibia is your bone in the front of your leg. You also have fibula, which is behind it, but tibia is the muscle, is the bone, and उसके ऊपर tibialis anterior लगती है, right? And yeah, and these are the skeletal muscles. And now I'll tell you your homework. Okay, students, so as always, our first exercise will be underlining and writing the hard words. If you all haven't already, please make a title page with the name Muscular System and write the day and date, and write exercise 1 on the next page and write the hard words down in your notebook 3 times. Do write the day and date on that page as well. So your first word is muscular. Your second word is elastic, which is referring to the muscles. Then your third word is contract. Again, talking about the ability of muscles to contract and expand. Your fourth word is expand. And then your other word is voluntary. Then movement. And your other word is involuntary. Page, your words are skeletal, smooth, and cardiac, and these are the three type of muscles in your body. Then we have tendons, which are fibers that attach the muscles to your bones, right? And then your other word is digest, pupils, and then from the diagram, your other words are frontalis, which is the muscle on top of your skull, on the front of your forehead. Then deltoid, biceps. Deltoid is the shoulder muscle, as you can see here, and biceps is your arm muscle. The other word that's not highlighted, but you're supposed to highlight, is your muscle, which is pectoralis. It's the muscle of your chest. Then another muscle that I forgot to highlight, but you need to highlight it and do write it, is quadriceps, which is the muscle of your thigh. And then your last word is tibialis anterior. So these are the underlined words that you're supposed to write. And now we're going to move on to exercise 2. Okay, students, so this is your exercise number 2. For exercise number 2, हम कर रहे हैं define the following. Your first word that you're supposed to explain is contract. And from this lesson, contract was used to describe the muscles, and contract means become shorter and thicker. The second word is expand, which means become longer and thinner. Then your third word to define is skeletal muscle, which means voluntary muscle attached to your bone. And then cardiac muscle, which means involuntary muscle found in the heart, helps to pump blood around the body. And your last word that you're supposed to define is smooth muscle, which is involuntary muscle, helps the body perform its function unconsciously. Unconsciously is another word for without knowing, without your knowledge, right? And your third exercise is question and answers. Your third exercise is question and answers, and your first question is, what is the function of our muscular system? And as we know, muscular system enables the body to move. It helps us in movement. So that's the answer for your first question. Your second question is, how many muscles does our body have? And if you remember from reading the chapter with me, our body has 600 muscles. And then your third question is, what are voluntary muscles? So you know muscles are divided into voluntary and involuntary muscles. So voluntary muscles are the one that can be controlled for movement. And then we're giving an example. An example is skeletal muscles. And then your fourth question is, what are involuntary muscles? Involuntary muscles are the muscles that cannot be controlled but are needed by the body to perform functions. Example, cardiac and smooth muscles. And then your fifth question, which is your last question, it is what is the cardiac muscle? And the answer for that is heart is also known as the cardiac muscle. It is one of the involuntary muscles of the body and it helps to pump blood around the body. So that's for your homework for this chapter. Thank you so much for paying attention with me and reading with me. Please do your homework. Have a nice day.